Hi guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, and I've got a great episode for you today. An episode that was very quickly put together because I was kind of like, you know what? It's January. We got things to do. I need a podcast. Is there anybody out there that can help? And my good friend Liam Tinsley, a man who has his ears well and truly on the ground when it comes to food and things that's going on in Shrewsbury, come to me and he's like, I started a new job at a very new restaurant. That's really exciting. I was like, oh, really? Is there any chance we can do a podcast tomorrow? And he was like, yeah, all right then. So that's what this is. This is a podcast coming from the brand new and exciting restaurant, the Elephant Underground. We're going to find out all about this amazing restaurant and where it's come from and what its legacy is going to be very soon. So I'm really, really excited to share this with you. And thank you, Liam, for doing this, and the owners as well. For doing this at short notice, because Liam had only freshly started this job, so he was still just like 2 days into the job. So it's very cheeky to walk into a job and be like, yo, I'm starting a job and I'm bringing a podcast with me, so let's do this interview. Awesome, loved it. A very impromptu, no notes taken. That's how I love to do these things. I like to just learn about these things as you guys do. Very little in way of research. So yeah, it's really good. All the things about food. And I did ask you guys about any sort of funny or interesting stories that's happened to you in restaurants. We had some really good comments. I did have a go at reading them out throughout the podcast, but I butchered them, absolutely butchered them. So what I'll do is I'll re-record them and then read them at the end of the podcast in the outro. So if you're waiting to hear your stories be read out, make sure you stick around to the end. Right, I'm not going to stick around too much because this interview is just brilliant and it's worth, I don't want to hold it back. And it's going to be a long outro, let's be honest. I'm going to read out your stories. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's Liam Tinsley coming to you from the Elephant Underground. Enjoy.
Every time I think of that, I think of what was said and done. I don't think there's much change. I think I'm still the same. I'm sure some people disagree, but I don't care 'cause I am me. Stick to what you can. Stick to what you plan.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, first recording of 2025. I had a few weeks off, don't even feel sorry for it. You know, I concentrating on work and family and the holiday period. Christmas was great. New Year's, fine. Timmy's birthday as well. It was really good just to reconnect with family. I made a promise to myself that when it felt right to do so, that's what I'm going to do. But you know what? I'm back and I'm ready to dive into Shrewsbury, get in amongst the community and find out what's here and what's new. But to discover something that's new in Shrewsbury, I'm going to have to speak to a familiar old friend, and that is Mr. Liam Tinsley. All right, mate? How are you?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
Sorry for the old, but, you know, I meant old in the fact that we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I am kind of feeling old now as well. Bits of my body hurts now.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's so yeah, I'll stick with the old, it's good.
Yeah, familiar old friends, and you know, I love the fact that we can not speak to each other for like months and then
It is,
do you know what I mean? That's the best thing about
it's casual.
us blokes. We're not great at keeping in touch, are we? I think it's quite common.
No, it's again, I think it's just because we're old and grumpy and
We all got lives.
My social battery ain't what it used to be.
Do you know what? It's a genuine thing. Like social, I heard this, nonsense about recharging your social battery, and I thought, that sounds like some far out hippie stuff, but it's true
And stuff like that.
It is true though. Honestly, like I feel like if I go to an event or if I go to a thing or if I spend a lot of time around people, I need that day just to like decompress a little bit. You know,
Christmas time is always worse for that. Even though it's a good social battery draining because you're with all your family, you're spending lovely time, but it is exhausting.
You can put your headphones on so you can hear your voice.
But it is exhausting going round all your family and then everyone's all around at once, and if anything like me, you end up cooking as well.
Oh, did you do the...
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah. It was just me and my mum on Christmas Day, to be fair. And then it's Boxing Day, I have my child, and then we do another Christmas Day, essentially. So Christmas Day this year is basically, we treated it like a Sunday lunch.
Sorry about noise there. That was just me. For some reason, my microphone wasn't on phantom power. I always find like the chef, like a professional chef to kind of like hide away for Christmas because like that's their time just to relax because it's always so busy. But you enjoy your cooking though, don't you? You actually.
Yeah. I think also it's if you want a good Christmas dinner, you just do it yourself, don't you?
I love that. If you can't do it right, do it yourself.
Yeah, it's it's one of those. Like if you have a bad Christmas dinner, say something messes up, and like you burn your roasties or you know your turkey comes out really dry, it sets a mood for the day as well. So to me as well, if you just get that food right, it's a nice bonding time with the family.
Yeah.
If it's cooked well, then that's even better because everybody's up and cheery and stuff like that.
Do you think my wife was like, Kaz was amazing at Christmas. Like she was like a regimental sergeant major in that kitchen, and she bought everything pre-packed and pre-made, so she saved us so much time to spend more time with the family. And that used to be like a thing. Oh my God, you bought your potatoes pre-peeled, or you bought your red cabbage from out of the pack. Like, but I think it's becoming more common now because it just saves so much time, doesn't it? And it all tastes great, you know. Yeah,
100%. I mean, I do it. Hey, if I cook a Sunday roast, I buy the nice creamy mash. I buy the potatoes that are already parboiled, and I just have to chuck them in the oven. I can't be asked to keep going peeling potatoes, get up at 7 a.m. to peel it all, parboil them, roast them and all. It's none of that. It's not. I'm not getting paid for it, so why would I do it?
Well, listen, listeners, I hope you guys had a great Christmas dinner as well. It wasn't too stressful for you. But food is an important part of social convention, and we're in one of the greatest places for it in Shrewsbury. There's so many great restaurants on it. In fact, we're just off Mardol, which is just there, and you've got two of the greatest Indians I've ever been to in Avatar and the Curry House there, and then you got Osteria across the way. Best UK Indian Italian chef and the best Italian chef in the UK and best. Let's try that again. The best Italian restaurant in the UK and the best Italian chef in the UK. This is becoming quite a hotspot of Shrewsbury. There's lots of really nice restaurants here, isn't there?
Yeah, I think there's a new generation of chefs coming through who are willing to put themselves out there as well and do these competitions. And I think for a while, because it was known as, you know, it's just little old Shrewsbury, there's chefs coming through now, and you know there's people in all sectors really coming through, and the help of social media is getting that presence across more than the UK as well. So people are getting noticed more, whereas I think Shrewsbury's always had that talent. There just hasn't been the right platforms to put these people on to showcase it. Yeah. Whereas I think now, especially the likes of like Instagram's amazing for it,
and so many great like media outlets, just independent ones. I'm gonna put my phone on airplane mode. It's doing my nutting. It's like speaking bad things to my mixer. So many media outlets, independent ones in Shrewsbury now. Great podcasts, great content creators, and I think that is amazing. I'm so excited to see that. Big shout out to Jim Hawkins, to Sarah Hopper from Sarah Shrewsbury. She's doing amazing things too. There's so many people to talk about these great innovations and these great new things that's happening in Shrewsbury that it's hard to hide away from it, isn't it? Yeah,
definitely. And this is what I mean is like there's so many platforms now. Even if it's just people going around spreading the word just because they want to make the town really nice. Yeah. Whereas 10 years ago, that wasn't a thing. Yeah. You know, Facebook was around, but it wasn't known for promoting your business on there, or it was a status saying, I had a cup of tea. Yeah. But now it's even just the chefs are managing to get their food on the plate. Your mixologist has managed to get a really nice cocktail, post a picture of it, and then all of a sudden it's reached thousands of people. Whereas beforehand, you'd have to go outside and shout, we've got really good cocktails, or our steak's really good.
And it's fun to do as well. We'll talk about the restaurant at the theatre as well, your job before this. But like you inviting us along to come do some social media stuff, that was really, really good. I really enjoyed that. Like we made some really sexy content, and I haven't done it for a while, and I've just done a real record walkthrough of this beautiful restaurant, by the way. And I love doing that kind of thing. So I'm glad to be back doing it. But yes, before we'll talk about the place where we're at today, you're at the theatre?
Yeah.
How was that as a journey for you? Was that interesting? Was it?
It was very interesting. Huge learning curves in there. It's opened my eyes more of the business side of restaurants as well. Sadly, things didn't work out for whatever reasons, but yeah, it is a huge learning curve there.
Do you think there's an issue with footfall over there in Frankwell, though? Do you think there's like not so many people in that corner of the universe as opposed to across the bridge there?
I think there's definitely an element of that. But then you just need to look at the tapas place, Fran's tapas place. That's busy all the time. That's over the bridge.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of getting known that you're out there. I think it's harder on the roundabout than it is on that little corner off the bridge.
Yeah, I imagine parking's not great.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
Nobody wants to, the Mount is literally a stone's throw away. The birthplace of Charles Darwin. No one wants to whack a great big multi-storey car park. Frankwell car park.
That's right, yeah. So, over the last 6 months, we've had flooding, we've had torrential rain, winds, broken trees down, so the car parks aren't accessible. And like I said, it's a bit of a trek, innit, if you go across. And then, I don't know, I park over the road from here, and I don't like the walk in this weather. It's cold. So yeah, I think things could expand in Frankwell, because there's a lot more new businesses there. There's the new developments there, the housing and stuff like that. So I think it will, probably 5 years' time, you'll see that it won't make a difference that it's over the bridge.
No, that's good. That's good. And of course, now you're here at the Elephant Underground, which is really beautiful, by the way. What was this place before? It was
Osteria, so it was Alex's place before, and most people know it as Paolo's.
Paolo's, yeah.
Which has been here as long as I've been alive.
You come in and you come down the steps, and I'm the biscuit guy. I'm right in and around Shrewsbury. And it's the first time I've been here. But it's beautiful.
No, it's a little gem. It's hidden secret, which hopefully isn't going to be secret for much longer.
No. And if you want to know where it is, I'll of course we're going to share that with you. It'll be on Instagram. You to be fair, with this place looking as nice as it is, I'm pretty sure you're all going to know where it is very soon. But Mexican food is going to be on the menu, right?
Yeah, so it's Mexican tapas, really.
Which is right in your wheelhouse, feast. That's what you're doing.
Was. Yeah, of course. And it's why it's kind of made sense for me to make this move here, rather than going back to your fine dining or something like that, or go into one of these chain restaurants that, okay, they'll pay a load, but it's not going to be my menu. I won't be able to prep the food how I like to prep food. And it won't be my food. Whereas here, I've got an input on the menu and that, because there has been a good exec chef because there is another Elephant Crossing in Ironbridge, so they've sort of it's the sisters to that, so the menus are the same, and he's worked really hard and really well at developing these menus now, and it's all authentic. We've got a separate Mexican supplier to get all of our chilies and our powders and tacos and stuff, like the actual taco bases himself from. So he's done a lot of research in this, and we sat down the other day, and we were chatting that come April we'll be doing a newish menu, and we're both really looking forward to working together on it to really make something special.
Do you think it's a lot more exciting and a lot more accessible to have a partner in crime when it comes to writing a new menu and coming one together? Because then you can kind of judge each other's food, almost like Wu-Tang, for example. Yeah. They challenge each other during a song. Do you know what I mean? Push each other to the limits.
No, 100%. I always, even when I was solely involved in just doing the menus on my own, I'd always get even front of house staff to have a chat about it, because you, as a chef, when you've done it a lot, you kind of just have one focus. Whereas the more input, it's got different angles of it, so it's good to bounce ideas off. Some of them will just get a no straight away, but some of them will be like, oh, actually, yeah, maybe if we do it like this way. So, oh, you've got that pulled chicken there, well, maybe we add, I don't know, like an actual pico de gallo with it rather than an actual wet salsa. So there's a bit of a crunch. So it's all about the chemistry of bringing something together, and then all of a sudden you've got all these ideas. Then you work with a chef who's got experience to put these ideas together, and you've got a winner menu then. And I think the main thing about it, the best thing about writing menus is if you're actually passionate about what you're doing as well, because you can get carried away.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, oh, I'm just laughing at myself, by the way. If you can hear me giggling, I just compared writing a menu to being a member of Wu-Tang.
Very, very dangerous, both sides.
I mean, like, but I think the ethos is kind of there in the fact that, you know, when you're working with another chef, you kind of, do you have to play it safe, or can you, like, because you're saying passion can take over, but sometimes, like, that kind of, that little twist, that little bit of thing could become your special thing, or do you play it safe in a place like this?
No, not at all. I mean, you guys, you know me. I've never played it safe, really. And
He's a dangerous man.
yeah, it's surprised that I managed to get where I am, to be fair. And the chef who's done this menu as well is very much the same. It's like, we don't want something. You can look at this and Google something and you can see the ingredients there. We want to add stuff of our own to make it our own. So say you come here and you have that food, it's because it's from here, because we've done it.
Yeah.
So we keep along the authentic lines, but we kind of push the authenticity of it in the way of, that's not how you'd get it in Mexico or in any Latin street food or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it is the same dish, but there is like a little, like you said, that little twist that makes the difference.
How much research do you have to put into before you can make the perfect chimichanga or the perfect Mexican food, so it doesn't stray too far away from what the original item?
Really cheesy answer. That you're never going to get perfect.
Yeah.
It's all down to taste, but a general answer is a lot. You really got to research it, and it's cooking it off, trying it, leaving it, coming back today, cooking the same one again, trying it because you might think different the next day, and then if you don't like it, then starting that whole process again, and you break down your steps, and you can go back to your Wu-Tang again here. They all had a different role to play to make Wu-Tang. So if you think...
Let's just make the whole show about Wu-Tang and food. Like.
if you think Wu-Tang as the end dish, all those factors to it, all the different styles of rap, all the different lyrics and stuff like that are just the ingredients on that dish.
Yeah.
But it comes together and you've got Wu-Tang. Well, if they'd sung something a little bit differently, it's still Wu-Tang, but it's not what you know Wu-Tang as.
Yeah.
Which is kind of...
Wu-Clang.
Yeah. That's kind of how the way we go with the menu here. And it's like we want those recognisable dishes, but with our sort of spin on it.
Yeah.
And that should set us apart.
And I see, like, my observation of what's going on in Shrewsbury at the moment is that there's a rise in Mexican tapas food. I mean, you've got Spanish tapas, Mexican tapas.
Yeah.
Two different things, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
But you've got like a couple of new restaurants here, and it seems to be like a growing sort of trend in food. And is that like something that you notice, and that's why this is here? Is it because everybody wants just Mexican food? I mean, what's going on? What's happening?
I think the difference is, again, I think this goes back to the social media and the power of it is everyone's always loved Mexican, well, let's say what we think is Mexican food. So when you had like
your burrito.
and stuff like that, and ground beef with some spices on it inside.
Tacos.
And hard lettuce and stuff like that. I think that's always been here. I think the difference is now people are now seeing the people going to have like authentic street tacos. The street food scene is massive at the minute. And because everything is getting posted, people at home are like, oh, that's cool. Oh, there's a restaurant in town that actually does that. I can go there.
Yeah.
And I think that's a massive play in the style that we've got now. Is also, I think people are sort of not fed up of full meals, but it's nice to bring that culture.
It's a party food, isn't it?
Yeah, it's picky. So like we sit here, we can order 10 plates of the small plates.
Yeah.
It equates to like 4 plates, sort of actual things together, but we can sit here, talk, have a nice
Try a bit of that.
Yeah.
You grab this. Oh, this is great.
It's that.
Yeah.
And it's that style that has lured me back into this sort of thing properly as well, because I love that family culture of it, and like I love going around to my mate's house, cooking a load of food. We play some games, we have some nice wine, but the food's just on the side and you just pick at it. It's casual.
Yeah. I remember being at the food fair. Like, people don't realise that when I'm at an event and I'm walking around with a microphone, you see me. Sometimes it can get a bit too much. You know, my mouth is dry. Talk about social battery. I have social anxiety, so I'm kind of like trying to level myself out, and I get a bit tired, and you know, I don't get to like hydrate as much as I would normally like to and stuff. So I remember being at the food festival. I'd done loads of interviews and stuff, and my wife gave me a burrito, and it was amazing. Like it was like I'd gone from like being on the waltzers to like stop, relax.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a burrito, and it's really nice food that you can just relax to. And you know, I feel like you're onto something here, because, like you said, it's a social environment, and I feel like there is a call for it in this street, particularly because of the different types of food that we mentioned before. The Italian, the Indian, you got pub food on the corner if you really want it. Like it's like that's what I was trying to sort of bang on the door a little bit. Is socially, culturally, Mardol and this area here is becoming quite a hotspot.
It's a international food hub down here.
Yeah,
it's got it all down this side of things, and I think it's only going to start growing as well. It's really, I can see the light of food coming back into, because it went a bit of a lull, and that's purely because people couldn't afford to run it. Like I said, I went through it myself. It's with the rising costs of everything, it makes it almost impossible.
Yeah, but it's a big talking point, actually.
Yeah.
And we'll get onto that in a second, actually, because I think it's really important. I mean, what are the positives you took from you running your own business? And is there something that you feel like you've strengthened on that you can put into your work now?
More of an understanding for the front of house in the way it operates. So when I look at a menu now, I also think, well, how does that go to the table, rather than just how does it leave the pass in the kitchen?
Yeah.
And how do they eat it? So now it's the journey from the kitchen to the table as well. Like, does it look good? Like, if people are looking across, and the aromas and stuff like that, and there's just general front of house stuff more, because I suppose it's 16 years I've been working in kitchens. I've done a bit of front of house where I've taken food out to like taster menus and stuff like that, but not actually had to do front of house.
Yeah. I suppose there's a disconnect really with that because of the kitchen's downstairs and the restaurant's upstairs.
Yeah.
And there's the elevator. You got to put food on an elevator that goes up. So once you put it in that elevator, it's gone, isn't it? Like there's no.
Well, that's the thing. It's once it's up there, with especially in that place in particular, I had to make sure the dishes I was using, the food wouldn't go cold, because obviously it is in a shaft, so there is draft going around it. So like I couldn't put like stuff like spinach and stuff like that, because by the time it got up there, it's cold.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it just opened my eyes more into the.
I'm gonna take some photos.
I suppose the logistics of food as well, of like how to create that dish to make it.
Like suppliers, finding where the best place to get it, and
it's more of a, like, the price thing was obviously I've always been quite conscious of the price because you need to for your GP, but when it's your own business, it's really watch those pennies rather than watching the pounds on it. Yeah.
And it's really hard now. Obviously, cost of living affects everybody.
Yeah.
Fuel has risen up incredibly. Hot food has always been taxed in a. I think. I mean, I don't want to get political, but it's not easy. It's really not easy.
It's not at all. And you mentioned not getting political. I don't think there is a political party that would actually really help this situation at all. I think it's all going to be the same sort of outcome, because they need to make the money. Like, they've spent so much money in other places. It doesn't matter who's in charge. It's always going to be the same.
And do you think there's better strength in numbers? Like, so this is like got a sister restaurant. There's another one on the way. Which we allowed to talk about?
We can talk about the new one. Yeah.
So there's the Elephant Underground. And then the other
This one, and then Elephant Crossing, which is in Ironbridge.
Ironbridge.
And there's going to be Elephant and Co., which is the old Lion's Den premises.
Which is a beautiful place again.
Yeah, again.
Which is very similar to this, actually.
It
It's got
is,
a
yeah.
cellar feel to it.
Yeah,
you know.
and that's going to be a brunch place, made like serving a wicked brunch.
Yeah.
And then by evening, you can go and get a nice steak. And this goes from sharing steaks again. Like I said, we want to bring that family culture into it.
Yes.
And there will obviously be other dishes as well, like fish dishes and salads and stuff like that. And there's going to be cocktails there. But it is, the main focus is the food there. It is the brunch is we want it to be the place to be for brunch, basically.
Oh, right, okay. 'Cause that's the thing now, isn't it? The bottomless brunch and
Exactly.
just get the girls and go for a bottomless brunch. I mean, maybe guys go for it as well, but it's becoming like an almost like a culture thing now. Like, you know.
I mean, I've actually been to one. They're actually really good fun.
Yeah?
Well, you're half cut by 1 o'clock. So it's an early night at 6 p.m. and then you're up early next day with no hangover. It's great.
Well, I'd do a 4 on 4 off, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe on one of my 4 off, I can come and have a
On
bit
the
of a...
last one, you
Yeah,
go to do a bottomless brunch and then you'll sleep forever.
Exactly. That sounds great. Well, that's what I should get with my friends together and go, boys,
Yeah.
going for a bottomless brunch. That just sounds really good, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Food accompanied with alcohol. What were the hardest things for you coming away from the restaurant at the Theatre 7? Is there anything, any sort of... I don't want to be like, oh, what scarred you for life? What gave you tremors? What gave you, wake you up in cold sweats? But like, you know, what were the biggest shocks for you that you kind of weren't expecting, I guess?
Without going too much into it, because I don't really want to badmouth certain things, but the cooperation of people.
It's not easy to collaborate sometimes.
No.
It feels good at the start.
Yeah, sort of like kind of broken promises sort of things and stuff like that was the hardest, and to be able to give it up, when we made that decision to actually stop being there was weeks where I was like in the back of my mind and thinking like it's keeping me up and going, well, why couldn't I make it work? Like, why didn't it work?
Yeah, I relate.
And the reality of it is I had a couple of like really influential people come and actually speak to me, and like who really know their business and stuff like that, and they were like, well, it wasn't you, it's the situations around you that's affected it, so don't beat yourself up by it. Obviously it still do.
You've got to keep going, and the reason I ask this, and I'm sorry, Liam, to do that to you, is because the Shrewsbury Biscuit was a business. It was a CIC, or it was gaining momentum, and it was doing all those kind of things. And for one reason or another, I kind of pulled the plug on it. It became like more of a hobby and a thing that I enjoy, and something I had to scale back a bit as well, because I was struggling with. I was putting so much out there, I wasn't getting much back. Do you know what I mean? But I'm still here. I'm still doing it, and so you're still here, and you're doing this in this amazing new place as well. So
definitely.
Sometimes you can. I call it shifting cultivation, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do in the rainforests when they burn a patch down, so that in a few years it can revegetate and grow back fresh, and that's what you have to do. So now you've crossed that bridge, start from fresh. Are you excited now? Now that you've closed that door, are you like, I can now make food and enjoy it and be happy about it?
Yeah, hugely. It's also, money isn't everything, but you do need money to survive now. Everyone's got bills to pay. Everyone's got stuff to pay. And that was the biggest struggle I had. I didn't go in with enough of my own personal capital. So I was almost...
But I think even if you do go in with like flashing the cash, won't last long.
No, what I mean by personal capital is I didn't have enough in savings to come into... So if I wouldn't be able to take like 2 months' wage, I'd still be okay-ish.
Yeah.
But I went into it where I made, like one of the mistakes I made was using my own money to buy stuff for that. But then it was like, oh no, it's fine because I'll get it back eventually. But then obviously it just keeps ticking over and it ticks over, and then it's like, oh okay, so now I need to be paid from this.
So you
And then-
eat through all your savings, and then you got
and that, as you said before with the biscuit, when you really put momentum, you're putting all this stuff out with nothing coming back to you, and it's just like, well, I've just spent 3 months of my life grafting at this place, and I haven't been paid for 6 months. So it's hard, like mentally, to really carry on and push. Whereas here now, you know, I'm a head chef here now, like I'm employed again. So not only can I get to push on really exciting food, I know I'm getting paid.
yeah.
So that's also a side to it where people, especially now, like you said, because it is hard at the minute, and there isn't a much like disposable income or anything like that for people. Like even the higher tier people, they're still clutching a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, not like we do, but you know, they're going on 3 holidays rather than 4. It's because it is just, everything is just so expensive at the minute.
Yeah, it's really difficult. But for those that, you know, want to become a head chef or run their own businesses and stuff, I guess now would be the perfect time to do it in a way that you can learn the hard knocks of trying to survive, so that when things do get better, you're more equipped. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like you can like, if you can survive now during this period of you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the perfect time to do it, but I think it's like if you can survive now, then you'll be okay when it sorts itself out.
Yeah.
Like I'd also say if you were going to start up your own business, especially in this trade, is do your research. Don't be afraid to ask other business owners and other head chefs and stuff like that. What's the crap? What is it like? Any advice, anything. They might say no. They might say there's some advice, and that advice might actually save you thousands in the long run.
And that's why I've always appreciated you in the fact that you do, like, you respect a lot of other local chefs. I've seen you on the comment section on Alex's at Osteria, so giving him the big up, and with the work you've done with Chris Burt over the years, like, and you know, you're not like, there's no ego behind you. It's all about the food and collaboration.
There's a huge ego about my food, 100%.
Oh, that's definitely. I mean, what I mean is, it's not all about I am Liam Tinsley, I am the head chef. It's more about I'm going to put it into my food because I'm going to learn about the others around me.
Yeah, no, I'm very much behind of the whole. Shrewsbury is where I've been born. Shrewsbury has given me what I've got now.
I should have seen him at Pod, by the way. He was like, "Where is my changing rooms?"
Well, I had to get that massage and everything.
Where is the prosecco?
Yeah, it's my caviar on toast. It wasn't quite there, but I'll let you off this time. But no, I'm a firm believer in, we are a small town really, with like, when it comes to like the independent restaurants and stuff like that, there's only a few really, compared to.
Your phone's ringing. You best go and answer that.
No, I'm busy. I don't know the lingo here yet. I only started 2 days ago. But yeah, it's. I just like to think that if everyone comes together, it's just going to be a better product all round, and make it a better experience in Shrewsbury. So it's not really one where like this bit of rivalry with people. There's always rivalry, but it can be healthy. It doesn't have to be bitter. It doesn't have to be, oh, well, they're crap, they do this, look at that, oh, look at that bad review they've got, or negative comments on stuff. It's just, if you actually support, you find that it's like, I'm not a superstitious person, and the whole karma thing I don't really believe in, but in this instant, like, when you are nice to other people and support other people, it does come in return as well. So they, like, for me starting here, I've had people message going, oh yeah, I'll come down and try it, blah blah. I didn't realise it was open yet, because it has only been open a month as well, this place.
Yeah.
So it is still very new. And these are not because I've gone to their places and supported them, but it's just that friendly sort of, okay, yeah, let's go support another business, because it always comes back and stuff like that. So.
But that's one thing that I always surprised me with Shrewsbury from the very beginning when I started the podcast, is that I was speaking to fellow business people, and they'd mention other business people, some that have been on my show. They'd work with them with certain things, and they'd appreciate, even if they had the same sort of business, they'd like speak highly of each other. And I found out very quickly that Shrewsbury naturally has a very good collaboration rate. I mean, obviously you're gonna have your rivals, like you said. You got people you probably don't even like. I don't like half of you. I'm joking, but but no, it seems to be that there seems to be a good success when it comes to people that can play well with others.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's and like you said, like there is people out there. There is chefs and business owners that I don't like, but I wouldn't slag them off publicly or anything like that because you don't get anything out of it. For one, like to be fair, people who do that, you end up looking like the arsehole of it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not cricket. So, and you just be civil.
Yeah. You mentioned reviews. Earlier. Like when it comes to reviews, I feel like there are certain. I think we're in an era at the moment where we hear the term Karen thrown around, and I'm not gonna. You know, there seems to be a lot of people that will write bad reviews, throw tantrums, and throw the toy out the cot if the slightest thing inconveniences them. But for you guys, the chefs, the people at the front of house, mainly because they get the brunt of it, it's finding that balance of, do you take that seriously? How do you filter through the important feedback, not the petty stuff, and how do you become better from it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
definitely. I know. I've always encouraged that if you are a front of house and not managerial or of any senior level, if you get a complaint, don't ever take it seriously. Just pass it on to the manager. It's their duty to then take it. Oh, is this just someone because they're in a bad mood, or okay, was that food actually that bad, or was the drink, was there too much ice, or do you know what I mean?
Or are they trying to shave a bit off the bill?
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's exactly that. And I think it is that this is why places have managers and a senior level of employees, because they're there with their experience to go, well, actually no, they're talking crap. Just ignore them.
Yeah.
Like it's and especially. The people who complain in the restaurants, I've got a little bit more respect for than people who then go home and complain.
Because at least they'll say it to your face.
Yeah, it's an actual problem then. It's not just you sitting on it going, oh, well, now, I'm going to be this keyboard warrior, I'm going to go on there now. And things like TripAdvisor, people love it. I personally think it's a platform to give people who are very undereducated in the actual trade a voice. And it can severely damage your reputation of somewhere.
Yeah. But we shouldn't take that as credibility. You shouldn't look at and the reason is, I struggle to give good reviews.
Yeah.
And I feel like we need to make need to make it more of a habit to be like, actually, no, they did really well, because I'm only ever going to go and give a review if I've had a shit time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, 100%. I'm going to tell them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and that's the general people. I don't give good reviews. I suppose I do in a way if I go somewhere nice, because I always take the pictures of the food and stuff like that.
Word of mouth as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never used a review platform. I've never. When you get your confirmation, your email after when you've been there and going, would you like to leave a review and that? I've never done it. I've never left a bad one. I've never left a good one. But then that's just as bad, really. Because some places I've had really nice meals and I've gone away, I've told people.
Yeah.
But I haven't left a review, which does help. And I know it helps personally. But they're not reviews, they're critiques.
I found very recently that it doesn't matter as well about the presentation. This place is beautiful, by the way, but it doesn't matter about the presentation of the place and the reputation they commit. If you have a particular food or a particular dish you like, there's always going to be that one place that makes it the best. And it doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter what presentation they have. For example, I like... what's it called? Not smothered chicken. What's it called?
Hunter's chicken.
Hunter's chicken. One of my favourite meals, right? Went to the Riverside, a beautiful place. Everybody had an amazing meal. They made me a smothered chicken. I was like, it's okay. It's all right. The Beacon make the best Hunter's chicken in Shrewsbury. And I'm not like, and that's like your rough and ready, like pub. Like, I love that kind of pub grub. That's what it is. But it's the best Hunter's Chicken in Shrewsbury, and I'll always go there. I won't go to some posh place before their Hunter. If you want to challenge me, by the way, if you listen to this and go, "Oh, we've got the best Hunter's Chicken in Shrewsbury," I'll take that bet.
I think people, when they get this, they should actually make Hunter's Chicken at home and tag the biscuit and you in it.
Yeah, I think they should.
It's released, because and then start a little poll, and we'll do another episode where I'll be a judge with you'll be a judge.
Alex Whiteley hunting for chicken.
Yeah. The chicken hunter.
The chicken hunter. Alex Whiteley, the chicken hunter. I think it's a great dish, and if you can do it right, you do it right.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a dish of my childhood as well, because it's going to those, the 2 for $10 places, and you'd have a Hunter's Chicken with chips and peas.
It's a pub classic,
Yeah, and I've made it at home a couple of times, but more over the recent years. I've actually come away. I don't really like that traditional barbecue sauce anymore. And if I'm being honest, I think that's because I'm spoilt with the choice of things I can have.
I need to make sure I got the right restaurant. Actually, I said the Riverside. I meant the one towards Much Wenlock way. This is the Riverside. I don't want a bad mouth.
Yeah,
that's the right one.
Kund.
Huh?
Riverside and Kund.
Yeah. Riverside, that's right, yeah. I don't want to be like, did I just say the wrong restaurant? And be like, that was nice. Don't get me wrong, it was a lovely Hunter's Chicken, but the Beacon did it better.
But I think what you've got there is because you've got a nostalgia of it. And so, like, the Beacon, as much as it is fresh, it's still part of our chain.
Yeah.
I know the Riverside is now as well, but their food is the chain that they use is a bit more
authentic kind of food.
You so it'd be down to the fact that it was cooked differently.
Yeah.
So like, because I know exactly what you mean. Like, I prefer going to like somewhere like the Red Lion in Battlefield and having one to me cooking one at home.
We like the Red Lion. It's a good place.
Yeah, no, it's nice. That's technically my localish pub at the minute, but I don't go there. But it's the nearest one to where I live. But yeah, so I think it's down to the ingredient side of it as well.
What do you think makes the perfect dish? Do you think it's the perfect ingredients? Do you think it's the right setting? When it comes to ordering food, what makes it perfect, do you reckon? The right ingredients, I think, is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I think it's all of the above. It's all of the above, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I think it is, if you are sitting in a nice lit restaurant and the atmosphere is warming, there's the music on, there's all stuff like that, and then you look at the menu and it's, oh yeah, I really like that Hunter's Chicken, for example, and then you get it and it's so nice and everything around it brings more of an experience to you, so you'll like it more. But if you're talking as an individual food item that you can eat anywhere, I think it is just the burst of flavour. Like, you just need that absolutely whack in the mouth of flavour, and your tongue's doing backflips because it's trying to sense all these different like ingredients and the layers of the sauce or something like that in it. So yeah, I think it is all of the above. Atmosphere, the people you're with as well is a massive thing for me.
Oh yeah,
it's because I've had some like been with people on like a business meeting before, and we've had some amazing food, and it has been really good. And but your focus isn't there because you're in a unnatural environment. But then I've been for meals with friends, and the food's been okay, but it's been a great time. So
it's that fine balance of.
So again, the cliche.
Liam, you're really, really good at talking. Thank you so much. But I want to eat my tacos right now.
No, exactly that. But that's the kind of thing. Like when you're in going for a business meeting, like you're there for a meeting. You're not there to enjoy the food. It's you get.
Are you going to eat that?
Yeah, but that's you're looking, and then like you're talking, and next thing you know, your food's gone cold. But that's not the restaurant's fault. That's because you're talking. So it's like, that's kind of ruined the experience a little bit. So yeah, no, atmosphere I think is a big key to having that perfect dish in front of you.
I'm looking at the menu now. It's from the Elephant and Co, but obviously it's still kind of new. So it's coming here, I guess. And I guess it's the success of the Elephant and Co that's brought it on here, right? So
yeah, definitely. I mean, Iron Bridge is got some very nice eateries there, and I think they've been really clever in the way of going, well, actually, let's do it in Shrewsbury as well, because
Yeah.
you know, with this venue coming up, which, like I said, is a stunning venue.
It is.
They've done a lot of work on it to bring it back to like this. And what if you've got it working in a small town like Ironbridge, then bring it to Shrewsbury.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when people go to Ironbridge, what do? What are they going to Ironbridge for? They're going to go look around the museum.
Ice cream and a bridge.
Ice cream, a bridge. And then what are you going to do
Pork pie.
afterwards? You're going to go for a pint and a meal, aren't
Yeah.
you? I mean, it's the perfect place for a restaurant, isn't it? And with Shrewsbury, we've talked about Mardol and this place here, how he's surrounded by so many great restaurateurs and stuff. But the menu is the draw point, right? That's
Yeah.
what people look at. Well, you can look at it online, you can look at it here. So when it comes to this menu, did you look at this menu and think this is great?
Yeah, of course I did. I looked at it beforehand and went, yeah, this is my kind of food.
You got nachos, quesadillas, ensalada. You've got platos fritos. What's that? Platos fritos.
Like I said, I'm still learning the menu, to be fair.
Here on the.
Oh, it's eggs baked in. Easiest way to describe it is in like a really nice salsa, and it's like dippy eggs.
I can go in the bin for starters. I don't eat eggs. We have this discussion all the time. It's like, you don't eat eggs. You don't eat seafood, Alex. How am I supposed to cook for you?
Yeah, just bear in mind I only started 2 days ago, so I am still learning this menu.
And what's it like to learn, though? Is this
I
exciting?
love
for
it.
you?
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, the chef who's developed this menu, his recipes are great. He'll be actually in a minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, 11:30, 12ish he'll be in.
We're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Liam, have you done it? No, doing the podcast. Have you done, no, doing the podcast?
To be fair, when you messaged me, and I was like, right, okay, I'm going to get all my prep done tomorrow. For tomorrow, yesterday, so I was just like, oh, yeah.
So you're ready? I'm not holding you up or anything.
No, it's fine.
This is exciting because we can't go into it too much. I don't want to go into it too much. I refuse to because it's negative. But Shrewsbury's had a big blow at the moment with a lot of places closing recently. So that's a knock to the sort of service industry in Shrewsbury. So this, along with the new one at the old
Lionsden, yeah.
is really exciting. I think it's what Shrewsbury really kind of needs after that kind of bad news.
No, it is. And I mean, as much as they're very nice ones up and coming, like, we don't need any more coffee shops now.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot, and they're very good, all of them as well. But there's a lot.
There's a lot. Well, they all seem to be kind of full, though.
No, that's what I mean. It's great. They are good. But I think we've had a surge of coffee shops. I think it's a surge to actually get some nice independent restaurants back.
But this is the kind of food that you can just like throw into like the coffee shop setting, because you can be like, would you like some tacos with your drink?
No, 100%.
Pick at it.
Like I said, this place is actually a cocktail bar with Mexican tapas. So it's a cocktail bar first.
Yeah.
But if you're there, like, having a nice Negroni, for example, well, you've got a little chimichurri chicken taco there as well. It's you just got flavour everywhere, haven't you? Like, it's great. And like I said, the atmosphere under here, being underground, it's cool. It
really is cool.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a beautiful setting. Right, okay, so I'm not going to keep this podcast going on for too long because obviously you're busy and I've come to you on your day of work. But coughed on the microphone, love that. Right, I did oh my God, no internet. Come on, we can do this. Oh, it's because I put it on airplane mode.
It was, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Call back from earlier in the episode.
Shouting at you, Nick.
I did ask people for funny stories or good stories. I mean, have you got a funny story from a restaurant where you know, whether you've had an accident or somebody's done something funny, or you've had a celebrity come in, or somebody's...
Over the years, I've cooked for quite a few B and A listers sort of things. Some of the funny stories in the kitchen I probably shouldn't say on air. That sort of stuff stays in the kitchen. But no, in general, it is quite fun day to day. It's just a fun environment to be in.
Tell you what I'll do, I'll read your story, because I literally can't get my Facebook up. Liam literally can't get it up. It was at this moment my brain decided that I was unable to read, and so your comments and your stories became a blur of strange sounds and a concoction of strange words that nobody's ever heard before. So I've recorded them and put them at the end of the podcast. So that's where you'll find them. Restaurants are places of like hustle and bustle and lots of energy exchanges and both positive and negative ways. It's I always remember. Did you ever see that film with Ryan Reynolds? It was called Waiting. It was like a day in the life of the restaurant.
Yeah.
That's a documentary, right?
Well, maybe a few years ago. But no, you know that is a very. If you really want to see what chefing and this trade is like, well, what it used to be like is I would strongly recommend watching Waiting, then go to Burnt, because the mixture of them too is how it was. It's absolutely brutal, but you can have so much fun at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't endorse some of the things they did Waiting, but
no, definitely not.
The camaraderie and
you need that in a place.
Work hard, play hard sort of thing was definitely a huge thing when I was coming through the ranks and stuff like that. You really did have to. It's a special type of person who can last this.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. But like I said, it's so fun at the same time.
Are there any like younger chefs in Shrewsbury or TikTok, whatever, like that excites you at the moment, like that you're seeing come through? Is there anybody that
yeah, so there's a lad who worked with me for a few years called Ben Marshall, who's the head chef of Lion and Pheasant at the minute. He's doing some cracking food up there.
Yeah.
And I think, there's still a couple of the people I trained under who've got restaurants now, like A.D. Badland at Rhubarb at Draper's. He's just released his new taster menu and it looks amazing. The street food side of things, it's all the usual suspects. They're doing great food.
Yeah.
I think in general it's exciting time to be around, is seeing all these coming up, and like I said, with this new brunch thing we're doing, which it should be done by the start of March. It's just nice. It's just some nice, good, honest food coming back through again. There's no artery.
I'm excited for you because I feel like the restaurant at the Theatre 7 there's a lot of weight on your shoulders. A lot of expectation from you, and now you're now free to experiment and have fun again. And I think for the listeners listening to this thinking, should I come to the Elephant Underground? I think now's probably the best time because you're going to get the best product out of it.
Yeah, definitely come down. And if you sit in certain places, you can actually see me cooking as well. Not that it's a pretty sight with me all greasy and folding tacos and
I beg to differ. I remember. Do you remember Beefy Boys when you were at the Beefy Boys? And I was like, send Liam up to Salo, and he came up and he was all sweaty. And I think was it my birthday or something like that? I don't know. But I gave you a kiss.
Just after, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, I gave you a kiss on the head, and it was the sweatiest, greasiest kiss. Honestly, and you were like, "How was that for you?" And I was like,
"Yeah, it's definitely a flavour, isn't it?"
Yeah, absolutely. But no, the food. It looks incredible. We're going to actually have lunch. Hopefully, I'll get some videos and we'll put a reel up and some pictures up of the food. Kaz is coming here in a bit. We're going to have some lunch and we'll show you what it looks like. I'm sure it's going to look and taste amazing. But to the owners of Elephant & Co. and bringing the Underground here and the new one as well, Lions Keys, thank you so much for genuinely giving Shrewsbury a bit of life after what's happened recently. I feel like it's going to inject a bit of culture.
Yeah.
And it adds something to Mardol as well.
Yeah, definitely. And not just on food side. Here from February we're doing live music, and this is based around that country folk thing. So any local artists who do that, then just drop us a message.
We'll get the Irish Rovers down here.
Yeah, so quite a big setup for it here, but yeah. It's all stuff like that. So it's a community that we're building, and it's bringing people to come and have nice little picky things, have a really, really nice cocktail, and some nice relaxing music in there. They're doing a great job, and I'm looking forward to doing a future with these guys.
Okay, so guys, the car park that is behind Mardol, opposite KFC, in the corner there, where the old Osteria in that corner. You walk down a nice courtyard, and you're greeted by a nice olive-coloured door as you walk through, and you come down the stairs, and you're greeted by this beautiful brick-built basement restaurant. That is where we are today. That is the Elephant Underground, and it's going to be a huge success, I'm sure. Thank you so much, Liam, for chatting to me today.
No, it's a pleasure as always, mate.
Thank you to the owners for letting us do this. And welcome to 2025. It's the first genuine recording of the year. Really happy to literally dusted off my mixer today. It's full of dust. My studio sat there untouched for the last 4 weeks. It's incredible. I've done much work I've not done. So thank you so much for chatting to me today.
No, it's been great.
Is there anything that we've missed? Is there anything you need to plug or mention? Or?
Not really. Like I said, just come down here, book in. It's a new restaurant, so just come and help push it forward. The new one is opening start of March, so that's Elephant and Company. Then that, like I said, is going to be brunch. Really nice brunch in the day, steaks in the evening, really nice drinks.
Do love good steak.
Yeah, it'll be on par like the one I cooked to you when I was at Nelly Hall.
Don't stop it. That's one of the greatest steaks I ever had. That's on YouTube. That is.
Yeah.
You can see that sexually cooked.
Yeah. And the Elephant Underground, the one in Mardol, so the car parking is Barker Street Park. It's really, really nice cocktails with Mexican tapas and tacos, and it's a whole mix of great things. So just come in, book in, let's get it all Shrewsbury back to how it was before the lockdown as well, where it was busy.
Fantastic. Thank you for chatting to me, Liam. Make sure you guys follow Elephant & Co. on Facebook, and also look for Elephant Underground on Facebook too. There is a Facebook page. So we'll catch you guys next time. Don't go anywhere though. I'll do a little bit of an outro, and I'll read out your stories, because I'll do a better job of what I did during the podcast. I did record them during the podcast, but they were terrible. So I'll read out your stories at the end. Cool. Cheers. Thank you so much, Liam, for putting this together such a quick manner that we did. Really, really appreciate you coming on the show. Very welcome regular guest on the show, because since I've known Liam, since he's been coming on the show, so much has changed about the service industry and food and kitchen. Like, if you think about it, we've had the pandemic, now it's the cost of living crisis, like the atmosphere, the playing fields of or however you want to put it, of the culinary industry has changed so much, and that's what we talked a lot about here. Hopefully things get easier for everybody soon, because it's very difficult, isn't it, to get by. Imagine trying to feed so many people on a very short budget, because you've got to try and make profits to pay your rent. It's just a strange situation. Look, I'm going to read out your stories. I got 4 stories here to read out. 3 from my good friend, an amazing artist, Gary Drew, and 1 from my good friend, an amazing artist, Mike Perkins. So we're going to read out. I'll read out Gary's first, because I tried to read these out during the interview with Liam, and I absolutely butchered them. So let's give it another go, shall we? So the first one is, my dad was doing a sign on a restaurant window once and was concentrating when a customer phoned up to book a table. And the manager said that she was sorry, as the restaurant that night was Bully Fucked instead of... needless to say, my dad had to redo the letter. So instead of saying it was fully booked, he said it was Bully... Yeah. That's a very very innocent mistake to make, but one that can get you into a lot of trouble. I think we've all been there, especially with autocorrect on texts. Oh my God. There are so many times I've written things down and I've gone, oh my God, I have to read everything now before I said it. One of the worst things is full stops. I'm looking on Instagram now, and there are so many posts that I'm sending out now that I've got like full stop randomly in the middle of a word, like crazy. Anyway, the second one from Gary Drew. I once overheard a rather rude man on the table next to me while I was dining with friends tell a waiter that the red wine he ordered was not at room temperature, to which the waiter replied it was the same temperature as the room I took it from, and then he carried on with serving. So, that's just hilarious. I mean, some people find any little thing to complain about. And do you know what? It's a thing now when you order like a drink or something, like room temperature drinks, and I think it's a new thing to appreciate. Like, I had a glass of, I think I just bought some Pepsi from Sainsbury's or something, and I just, like, before putting it in the fridge, glass down the hatch, and it just felt so refreshing, because, like, I think your body has to do more when it's cold, right? You're kind of that shudder. So sometimes room temperature drinks are great, but I love the pettiness of that. That's great. Right, the third story from Gary Drew. A friend of mine worked in a posh restaurant and approached a table one night and introduced himself. "Hi, my name's Martin, and I'll be your waiter tonight." A rather obnoxious large fellow bellowed out, "I'm an important person here, and these are my guests. I will not be addressing a waiter by his first name. What is your surname, young man?" He replied, "Darling." The obnoxious man retorted and carried on saying Martin. Brilliant, love that. The fourth one is from our good friend Mike Perkins, another very welcome regular guest on the Shrewsbury Biscuit. He put, "I was at a rather refined Cuban restaurant in Tampa and was served by a strongly Spanish accented waiter, as expected. Florida, after all. We were still there half an hour later when obviously one of his friends came in and he started sounding exactly like Joey from Friends. 'Hey, how you doing?' He caught my eye. I gave him a side smile. He shrugged. I love that to get work in these places, they have to sound like very posh, like they're sort of foreign, exotic. Like, I love that. There's just this... I mean, what jobs would you do and what accents would you do to get them? I mean, that's just incredible, isn't it? And if you can keep up that accent for a whole shift, fair play to you. You deserve all the tips that you get. Fair play. These are great stories. Restaurants are amazing places. I mentioned in the podcast there, there's great atmospheres. There's so much going on. There's conversations on the table. There's things going on in the kitchen. There's the bar as well. There's kids crying. There's people having romantic, dates and stuff. There's families having great times. There's the work dues going on. They're just amazing places where society deserves to be observed and celebrated. Absolutely. So thank you so much for your stories. Well, I'm going to leave you guys. This is a 5-minute outro, probably one of the longest in the history of the Shrewsbury Biscuit. But thank you so much for listening this far in the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Liam. Thank you to the owners of the Elephant Underground. Make sure you go and check it out. The food's amazing. I put some pictures on Instagram of our food there. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So another great restaurant to celebrate different cultures of food around the world. So yeah, guys, next week celebrating art again. I love to speak to artists. Getting up inside the head of artists is a wonderful thing. It's just what makes you tick and what makes you the creative person you are. I got invited to Colour Now at Gateway Gallery by the amazing Lucy Cadell and also the amazing artists that complemented each other in this exhibition. I collected some really, really good interviews from there. So don't miss that. That'll be next week. And then the week after, I give you the introduction to our brand new co-host of the Shrewsbury Biscuit. Keeping tight-lipped for now. You'll have to tune into that episode to find out. You will not be disappointed. You really won't. So anyway, thank you for listening. And I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out. Have a great day.